with breaking news. This is News Channel 5 at 6.
All right, welcome in, everyone. Rory Johnston along with Hunter Hoagland tonight as we continue our breaking news coverage of the release of an investigative report on Nashville DA Glenn Funk's office.
That report, issued today by the state's Comptroller's office, alleges misconduct by Nashville prosecutors, including potentially illegal eavesdropping on defense attorneys. Now, that scandal was first exposed more than a year ago by News Channel 5 chief investigative reporter Phil Williams. And Phil, that reaction still coming in tonight.
That's right, including reaction from the man in charge of rooting out waste, fraud, and abuse in state and local government. As much as DA Glenn Funk might like this to be the end of the story, Jason Mumpower tells me in an exclusive interview he thinks there's more to be told.
When you look at this report, when you look at what has happened in the District Attorney General's office, you know, you don't even need to watch a full episode of Law and Order to know that it was wrong.
State Comptroller Jason Mumpower says what investigators discovered here inside the Nashville DA's office was likely illegal, certainly unethical, and Mumpower placed blame on DA Glenn Funk for creating a culture that he fears could endanger public safety.
In my mind, as a reporting agent, the most egregious thing uncovered here is the culture in which they thought they could violate the Sixth Amendment rights of citizens.
It follows a TBI raid on the office in March 2023 following questions raised by News Channel 5 Investigates about security cameras equipped with microphones being used to record people's conversations in and around the DA's office without their knowledge. According to the report, that included a room where defense attorneys were allowed to review evidence, not knowing that their conversations were being recorded and shared with the prosecutors on those cases. So are you afraid that criminal defendants may walk free as a result of this situation?
I can't say that anybody is going to walk free, but I certainly would believe, I don't think it's a stretch for anyone to think that any defense attorney who has spent any amount of time in that particular interview room is going to be racing to the courthouse to file for reconsideration on behalf of a client they represented.
Before the afternoon was up, Public Defender Martisha Johnson-Moore issued a statement saying the allegations presented in this report indicate the type of systemic abuse of prosecutorial discretion that rises to the level of ethical misconduct. She said her office would be calling on Funk to promptly disclose to us all cases, both pending and closed, in which this surveillance occurred, so that we may seek remedies, including recusals where appropriate. The report also confirms the findings of our undercover investigation in which we spotted DA employees working on Funk's re-election campaign on government time, taking those days off only after we began asking questions. In the case of a holiday event held inside government offices, Funk gave investigators a document that said the signs were donated by a local sign company, but the company denied it.
If that record is found to be not true, once it was given to investigators, it became a government record, and so it's a potential fabrication of a government record.
And that's a crime.
Yes.
Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Scrimetti issued a letter saying that he did not see enough evidence that would guarantee a successful prosecution of Funk or anyone on his team. The DA's office promptly issued a statement saying this matter is now at an end. As General Funk has always stated, neither he nor his office has committed any crimes or broken any law.
There's no letter that can absolve you of any crime.
Mumpower said that because the AG's office is not really set up to prosecute criminal cases, Funk ought to allow the appointment of a special prosecutor to take a fresh look at the case.
The right way to have this done, if he feels that way, if he feels that strongly, then there's absolutely no harm in recusing himself, asking for a district attorney pro tem, a special prosecutor, to go in, to look at the evidence, and then determine whether a prosecution is warranted.
Now, we should note that this is actually the second investigation involving Glenn Funk, where the Tennessee Attorney General's office has declined to prosecute. Back in 2015, we revealed that Funk had received a state job where he had to do little real work, also he could get a better state pension. The AG who was in office at that time agreed it likely broke the law, but he also decided not to prosecute Funk after General Funk paid the money back.
Wow. So what happens next? Anything?
Well, you know, as Jason Mumpower pointed out, there are lots of ways that this could blow up with all of these criminal cases potentially impacted. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. We know you'll be watching, Phil. Thank you.